everybody, this is Perch, and one of the things about this channel is I try to be honest with you when I talk about this kind of stuff, and I can say, even though I don't know always how it comes across, I have given you what's honestly on my mind. The purpose of this channel was not to grow to 100,000, million, whatever it is, the subscribers. I will never get to that. I mean, just let's be honest here. There's a lot of people out there with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I will never be one of those people. That's not my goal. That's not the point. That's not what I did. I've said in the past that when I did this channel, the goal was to try and give myself, it was a very selfish actually thing I did. It was to try to give myself the feeling of being in a shop. I couldn't be in the shop. So I did a couple of videos early on where I was in the shop, like you can hear in the background me like packing comics or putting things on the shelf. And there were those videos. You go way back in time. I mean, one of the weird things about this channel is that I think there's like 2,500 videos on this channel. I think most people go through and they prune this stuff out. YouTube sends me mail every now and then going like, hey, delete some of those videos. Go for the best stuff. Get like the crap out of here. And just have your channel be filtered to the best of it. I'm like, why? I mean, I don't know. There's some crap out there. I'll never forget the video where I got to coughing. Only a couple of you watching right now will remember this, but I got to coughing. So I'm like talking and I cough. And then I have this trick that I do in the video. I don't edit these videos, by the way. I just talk and then I record and I put up. I don't go through and I don't edit out the awkward pauses and the silences. You're getting as raw as it gets. And if I was trying to get to like 1 million subs, I would edit this stuff out. I would like script it and everything else. But I don't do any of that. It's just like right now I'm in a car. I'm driving, and this is what you got. So this is another case where I was driving and I cough, and I do this trick where I then pause. I take 10 seconds of just silence, and that's my cue, in theory, to myself to go and clip that shit out where I'm coughing. But I didn't do that. I didn't pay attention. I think I was going on a trip or something. So I'm just churning these videos out. So I just crank. And this thing goes out, and there's this video of me out there, and I have no idea what it's talking about, but I start coughing, like horrible hacking cough. And then it just goes silent for 15 seconds. And then I start up the video again. And in theory, I would have edited out all of that garbage, but I didn't. In fact, normally when I save the video, I put in the title hey, edit this, as a little reminder. But then sometimes I ignore that because this is an amateur operation, folks. If you're listening to this, it is. I don't have the benefit of being a hot topic person or an artist or a writer who has a name. I'm just this random dude who's doing videos. But anyway, that's how did I get onto this topic? I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of reinforce the point that is wrong. The George Perez news has hit me really hard. I said this channel is meant to be honest. How I'm communicating with you is pretty much as honest as it gets, more honest than in many cases I am in real life with people. Because it's anonymous, you can be honest. You can put your feelings. You can wear your feelings on your sleeve. The George Perez news has hit me really hard. I don't completely know why. I'm trying to talk through this, I guess, with all of you on this channel. George Perez was in poor health. That was definitely a given. It was known. Lots of people in the industry knew it. There's other people in the industry with poor health. I am the guy, by the way, as sappy and stupid as it sounds, who hears these stories about people who get forgotten in comics, and the artist who goes, is basically living in a flop house because he can't afford anything better, and dies, and it takes weeks before anybody knows that he's dead, just the terrible situations that have happened with people who have kind of fallen out of the world. There's a Neil Gaiman book that talks about people who who, and it's always is kind of hit me hard as like a real thing. The people who somehow drop out of kind of normal human life. They fall under the radar of what people know, and they become forgotten, and so they become kind of invisible people. And I think that comics has a lot of those. It's I'm just some guy talking here about comics. I've lived comics for the majority of my life. It strikes me that I have been in a lot of different professions. I've done a lot of different jobs. I've given a lot of advice. People often tell me is like, "Oh, you're a good guy." I was just actually meeting up with a woman that I've known for a little while now, and she's like, "You're a good mentor," and I don't know. I'm like, I have no idea what that means. I appreciate it. I don't understand how to take that compliment, but thank you, I guess. And I just I want there to be better than what we have. When I hear these stories about comics where people are falling through the cracks, where people are disappearing, where you get somebody I remember talking to Sean, and he's going, whatever happened to Stephen Platt? Whatever happened to some of these people who were red hot, amazing talents, and then they just vanished? You know, did they have a good ending? In some cases, yes, they had a good ending. They went into other industries. They made money. They, when they disappeared from comics, they actually found a way to do better, and they survived and thrived, and that was great for them. And in other cases, these people just kind of fell out and vanished, and we never heard from them again. And in many cases, they died. In many cases, I mean, I guess the part that's striking me hardest about George Perez, and I mean, I'm really a bit mystified why this is hitting me as hard as it is. George Perez is this epic name in comics, and yet I talk to current comic creators, and I hear things. I'm not going to mention who because it would be a pretty toxic thing to put out there. But I was talking to a writer who said, "Yeah, George Perez is okay, but his style is dated. He's a victim of a forgotten time." And I every now and then, or not every now and then, when I think about kind of this, now we have a timeline for George Perez's passing, and I keep thinking about that line. He's from a forgotten time. Why? Why? Why does comics continue to be so obsessed with bullshit? If there's nothing else that can probably better convey my feelings of frustration around the battles of SJWs versus CG, and kind of this battle that goes on social media, it's that fuck all of you. You have these people like Perez, like Byrne, these people who have contributed memories. If you're a comic reader and you close your eyes right now, you can visualize some of the things that these people have illustrated, that these people have created. It's incredibly important to you to hold on to these memories. What does that even mean? These creators from a time forgotten. I mean, I'm not a vengeful, kind of wrathful person, but in hearing that, I want that person to disappear from comics forever. This isn't a forgotten era. This is memories. This is life for a lot of people. People within comics, one of my biggest kind of tortured moments is the fact that you have people who are working in comics today who dismiss that legacy. When C.B. Cebulski took the reins at Marvel, he gave a speech about how we stand on the shoulders of giants and how this is a continuing story, and we're honored to be part of this legacy. I don't know if he meant it or not. I have no idea what was in his heart. But I know many of the people he was talking to didn't give a shit about what he was saying. I know for them, it meant insignificant paycheck. And that's one of the problems that I've talked about on this channel, that the big two who hold in their hands this treasure trove of memories and legacy pay their people like garbage to maintain. I mean, they should pay far more and demand far more. This should be a sought after job, paying high rates to demand high quality. That is what it should be, because that's what comics is worth. There's lots of things in life, lots of moments and media and books and lots of things that we all get to. But for many of us, especially the people listening to this channel, but certainly more that have never heard of this channel or have written off this channel as being that dumb asshole who complains about things, this field, comics, matters to us. It makes a massive difference in our lives. We have built our relationships, our reason for being, in some cases, around moments in comics. That's not an exaggerated statement. How many of you, when you actually close your eyes and think back in your life, how much of those memories are comic related? Many of us. And you think about people like Claremont, like Byrne, like Nascenti, like Wheezy, like Perez, like Jim Shooter, like Todd McFarlane, like a million people out there who contributed just incredible moments, hard-coded memories in our minds. They deserve better than what the industry is currently putting out. I won't do any more videos about this. It's weird. I'm struggling figuring this whole thing out. It definitely, nothing else I think sums up better my feelings about why I think so many of the arguments, so many of the threads, so many of the pointless bullshit comments that go on about SJWs and social justice and whatever the fuck Vita is saying today, and CG and all that kind of stuff. What are you all even talking about? Comics matters. If you're carrying that torch, you're my friend. You're on my side. That's what comics is incredibly important. If you're taking this casually, if you're taking this as some kind of joke, if you're taking this as some meaningless thing, there are people who have devoted hundreds of thousands of hours of their lives to inventing this creative thing that matters. And when you brush that off, when you treat that like insignificant nonsense, why are you even around? You don't belong here. I'm not gatekeeping people out of this industry or any of that other kind of crap. I absolutely hate. You want to make me irritated as quickly as you can? You introduce the words straw manning, gatekeeping, gaslighting, all that other Twitter bullshit into this conversation. It's really simple. Comics are powerful. They're memories we hold. They're memories that last decades. They're memories in some case shape kind of how we, move forward. They're important to us. Doesn't mean they dictate our lives, but they matter. I understand this is the name of another channel, but comics matter. They always have, they always will. You can choose to be part of that. You can choose to ignore it. I want to hang out with the people who believe it matters. I want the people who think it's some kind of joke, to think it's some kind of opportunity to boost yourself, to boost your own social media cred. Fuck you. I don't care about any of you. Thanks for listening.